Hello and welcome to the Savvy Money Show. I hope all you investors out there are being savvy with your money. And to get on with the show, we're going to start comparing Bank of America, JP Morgan, MAT Bank. And as you saw, we'll also throw in Berkshire Hathaway, just so you can see how I compare some of them. Well, Berkshire Hathaway only costs $273,975. Pretty good value if you have it, because the intrinsic value that I worked out for it is $377,000. The assets he has on book is worth $260,000, which gives you a price to book of 1.08. And if you scroll down, you can see PE ratio of 5.5. Now, everyone knows Berkshire Hathaway comes from Warren Buffett, and we'll be leaving that to go to Bank of America. I won't be going into a lot of detail with these. It's just I was asked about banks. So Bank of America, we see at $23.08. We see it has a PE ratio of 9.38, which is good. We would ideally want it to have a PE ratio of between 13 to 15. Anything lower is good. Anything too low might send warning signals off. Shows a forward dividend and yield of 2.99%, and we can also see it has a market cap of 200 billion. Now, from my calculations, it has an intrinsic value of $21 per share, $21 per share. So by my calculations, it's $2 overpriced. Now remember, my intrinsic values are on the conservative side, so they may be that you don't agree with them, which is fine, or it may be that the analysts don't agree with them. The majority of the time they don't. The analysts usually value them a bit higher, but remember, just like the analysts' values, they will change with certain news, but I don't always change them with every little bit of news. Now, we see this as being overpriced by $2. We move on to the next one, which is JP Morgan Chase. We all know about that. It's a huge bank. Now, that's at 93.25, and you can see it's got market cap of 284 billion, PE ratio of 10.48, another good PE ratio, earnings per share of 8.9, and we see it's got dividend and yield of 3.76. Now, here I've put down the intrinsic value of 78, so it's $15 overpriced. Again, you may not agree with that, but that is just my valuation. I then go and look at M&T Bank, and this is one I didn't really know about until I was asked to value certain banks. Has a market cap of 13.75 billion, which isn't too big for a bank, but it's big enough. It's a PE ratio of 8.67. Again, a good PE ratio. Most banks have a good PE ratio. It has earnings per share of 12, which is good. Now, for dividend and yield, we see it's 4% basically. Now, the thing here is we have it priced at 107.2, and I have it down at 132 as intrinsic value. You can see here before the coronavirus it was 169. Now if we go back to JP Morgan, this was 137, which shows it was well overpriced then, almost double price. We go back to Bank of America, this was 34.61 to 35.72 depending on the day, and that was overpriced as well. But of course the intrinsic value before coronavirus would have been different to how it is now. Well, it seems that M&T Bank, despite being an unknown bank compared to the other two, would be the best bank to hold. I also promised I would look into Sirius Holdings, which if we look at it year to date, it had high of 7.4. It has a market cap of 25 billion, PE ratio of 25, which is quite high, and forward dividend and yield of 0.9%. Now, I realise it's different to bank, but the person who asked me to look into banks also asked me to look into this. It's at 5.8 and my intrinsic value is 5, so it's kind of 80 cents above my intrinsic value, but as I said, my intrinsic value is very conservative, so it would be round about the money. So what do we have? We have remember that you should do your own due diligence with these as well, and do your own research. This is just my research, and your research might flag up something different, but I'm surprised. I thought JP Morgan would be one of the best banks. M&T Bank, I'm surprised an unknown bank would flag up as the best value, but please, there's a lot of other aspects to look into as well. I've looked into the background as well, but please do your research as well, and happy investing. Goodbye.